Good morning, guys. Today I wanted to open this discussion because it's the year beginning resolutions that we all start every year, right? So we have goals that we did not achieve. We have feelings that we did not want to feel. We have living circumstances and environments that we never expect to live with COVID and maybe a death of a family member or someone like that. So today I wanted to talk about you making a commitment, not resolution, because sometimes resolutions don't work out the way we want. I want you to make a commitment to change your life for the way you want it to be. Now, how do we do this? I want you to write a goal, something you want, something you really want and you always wanted to have, and you thought it was a dream. Just write it down. There's nothing bad and nothing wrong with doing this. Write it down the way you want it to be, the life you want. So there's an exercise that I do and I recommend a lot of people to do. Write in a piece of paper your current situation. It could be with family, it could be with business, it could be with anything related in your life. Just write it down. Just get rid of this. So just write it down. You might have some tears there and some past happiness, and just write it down, your current situation you're not happy with. Then in a second paper, you're gonna write down exactly what you want. Don't worry about how it's gonna happen. So let's say you've been renting a house for the past 5 years because you're making less than $1,000 or less than $2,000 a month. And you want to live in a big house. You want to be living you have your own car, or getting married, or start a family, or improve the relationship with your member of the family. So, I want you to write it down. That what you want. Just write it down in a piece of paper. It could be long or short. It doesn't really matter. And then, but write it in present tense, something that's already yours. Okay, so feel happy about it because it's something that you really want. This is what I want in my life. It doesn't have to be money. A lot of people say, well, I want more money, or I want, a bigger car or a bigger house. Write something that you really need in your life, that you want it to have because it's going to improve you as a person. It doesn't have to be with money. It could be something healthy, about your health. Just write down there. And this is the exercise. So the old paper that you have, I want you to put it in an ashtray and burn it. Get rid of this. This is the past. You don't really want to focus on the past. Just completely get rid of it. The new paper, you put it in your pocket and read it once a day before you go to sleep. Close your eyes and think that you actually having all that. Look, it might nothing change in the beginning, but at least you're gonna change the way you feel. You're gonna change the way you've been thinking and feeling all this time. You're gonna be thinking about beautiful things. You're gonna be thinking about things that are important for you and not thinking about fear. The problem is that in life, people make decisions and think in two things: in fear or in faith. So what is fear and faith? Fear is believing today that something bad is going to happen tomorrow. So I'm going to lose my house. I'm feeling it today. It hasn't happened yet. Or I'm going to lose my marriage. Feeling it today, but it hasn't happened yet. But I'm putting my energy in fear, in something bad is going to happen, but I'm feeling it today. Faith is believing today in something good that is going to happen. So if I believe that I'm going to get married, I'm happy today because I'm going to get married. I'm happy today because I'm going to have the money I'm going to have. I'm happy today because I'm getting the job that I always wanted to have. So you see, happiness, faith and fear both require you to believe today in something you cannot see, in something that's going to happen in the future. Just believe it today. And both are decisions that you make in your mind. And today you can wake up and say, I have fear that tomorrow I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna spend the rest of my day feeling sorry about myself. In other words, you don't say it like that, but you feel it like that. You can say, you know what? Tomorrow is gonna be a great day. I'm feeling horrible today, but tomorrow I'm gonna feel better. That's faith. So the decision you make, whether it's fear or faith, is gonna affect your behavior. So let's say if you fear that tomorrow is going to rain, so what are you gonna do? You're not gonna go out because you fear that tomorrow is going to rain. You're gonna make any plans of going to the beach because you fear it's going to rain. If you are confident that even if it rains, you're gonna have a good time, then you're gonna plan your day based on what you believe. Now, why do we act based on fear or in faith? Pretty much it's because we believe in it. So the other secret here is that you have to believe. Believing in fear or believing in faith, what causes is change your behavior, your actions. So if you want something good happens to you, and you believe it because you made a conscious decision to believe in it, then you're gonna act upon it. If you believe that by playing the lottery you're gonna win, or you have a chance to win, you're gonna play for it and you're gonna spend that money. But if you are sure you're not gonna ever win anything, you're not gonna spend the money. You see, the decisions we make in our lives depend on what we believe. Now we know that we have a choice to believe or have a choice to not to believe. But even if we choose not to believe, we're still believing in not believing in that what I want. So it's up to you. That has nothing to do with the resolution of today to the future, or it has to do with something else. It has to do with your own personal decision about what you want in your life. That is the importance of the second paper we wrote. The second paper is basically acknowledging today in writing what you want in your life. It's helping you to give you a compass, a sense of direction where you're going. Every day you make decisions, and those decisions might not contribute to where you wanted to be. So by you writing it down and keeping it constantly remembering where you're going, you're gonna make the right decision. It's like this, you decide to go to New York. You grab your car and you start driving. How do you go to New York? You go through a highway, a small street, a state road. Well, guess what? If you know where you're going in New York, and you have a GPS, and you put the fastest road today there, you might do it in, I don't know, maybe 20 hours, or in 15 hours, or in 2 days. It depends where you go. So once you know where you're going, you can choose the right decision how to get there. You see? Very simple. So my advice is read it, record it. Just record it with your own voice and say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm married, I have children, we live in a great house, I have a great car. Or I'm so happy that now I finally have my job, I enjoy it, I have co-workers that are great, they're working with me. Or I'm so happy that my marriage is getting so much better, I'm becoming best friend with my spouse. Just write it down deep in your heart what you want. Even if tears come out, that's good, because it feels that you really want that in your life. Don't worry about not feeling that you actually can get it. Don't worry about that. Just worry about what you want. Then write it down. Once a day, just write down the whole script. Once a day. Read it aloud and record it. Listen to it. Just put that into your mind. And I assure you, your behavior is going to change and your life is going to change. Now, how that works? It's because everything we have in our life, it comes from within. Yes. So what happened within inside of you is going to reflect in your actions. Those actions are going to have reaction from your environment. So let's say if you're walking on the street and you don't know anybody, and you walk to a person and you slap him in the face, what is going to do back to you? Probably it's going to slap you back. right? So if you acting, the person is going to react. If you walking on New York and look at someone in the face and smile at him and say hi, probably the person have no idea who you are, but he said, I mean, he know me. You know what? Maybe I know him somewhere, so he'll smile saying hi back. You see, your life is a mirror of your attitude towards it. So there's a good exercise said, has life treated me the way I wanted to? So if life hasn't treated you the way you wanted to be treated, it's because you had a bad attitude. If it's been so-so, it's because you have a so-so attitude. And at the same time, if you have a great life and life is giving you all you want, it's because you have a great attitude. Now, attitude is what makes us make those decisions and what makes other people to react to us. So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to change our behavior. You know, there's a little story that said, you know, you cannot expect different results when you're doing the same thing, right? So a lot of people will tell you, hey, you know, I want to make $1 million. Okay, great. Okay, well, we'll have to stop what you're doing. So because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're never going to get $1 million. Simple like that. So you have to stop what you're doing to expect different results. If you keep doing what you're doing all the time, guess what? You are not going to change anything. So if you want to make bread and you just make water with flour and you don't put all the ingredients, the bread's not going to come out very good, right? So you have to change the way you do things. How do we change that? Again, we do what we believe. So what do we need to change? We need to change our beliefs. How do you change your belief? By changing your way of thinking. How you change your way of thinking? By repeating yourself a different way of thinking, the way that you want to think. Now, if you're thinking differently, now you're going to start believing that what you're telling to you is possible. But you believe in it, you're going to change your behavior. By changing your behavior, you're going to change your actions. Those actions are going to be changed in your environment, and your environment is going to reflect exactly what you want in your life, and your life is going to change. So you ask a lot of people that are successful, said, when you were successful, most people tell you, I was successful when I was dead broke. But I knew what I wanted, and I knew I was going to get it. You know, when you know you're going to get it, what is we working with? Faith, you see? So faith, fear, decisions, beliefs, all come in our own decisions. It's our own choice. So how do we do this? Because sometimes we don't believe in ourselves. Put your trust in someone else. So who can be the person who can walk with you every single day and that has the power to encourage you and support you all the way, even when you feel bad and you feel that it doesn't work? So I put it this way. Believe that you partner today with one person that has all the money in the world, have all the resources in the world, and is true prosperity. So whatever you need, once you partner with him, you can take. Because this person owns everything. Absolutely everything. Everything that is around you is owned by him. So if you believe in him and you trust in him and you follow his law, to give you everything he has, right? So if you trust me and believe in me and I tell you what to do and what not to do, what's going to happen? So I'm going to give you what I said. Look, if you don't eat the cookies, I assure you, you're going to have a great meal. But if you go and eat the cookies, you're not going to have the great meal because you're not going to be hungry anymore. And so you already have cookies in your mouth. It might taste great at the beginning, but you have cavities later. So it's a warning, it's a law, but it's also something that's helping you. Now, who is this person? God. Yes, God. God is a person who promised us that we can get everything we want. God is a kingdom, and what is the definition of a kingdom, of a king? Well, the king has servants, the king is millionaire, the king has riches, the king is happy all the time. Come on, we all live with this fairy tale that kings have a perfect life. Well, you can have a perfect life if you believe you can have a perfect life. And you can believe it if you repeat to yourself that you actually have a perfect life. Now, if you partner with a perfect person, guess what? You're gonna do perfect things. You see, we said in life that to get better, you have to practice. And to get much better is to practice with someone who has experience and someone that knows how to be perfect. But perfect practice makes you perfect. So who is better perfect than God? Who is better perfect than someone that has it all? You see, because everything you see in this world, everything is made out of three things: air, water, and earth. You see, metals and trees and animals, they need air, water, and earth. Earth, it brings the grass, it gives you wood and all that. So everything comes from him. Money, if we focus ourselves just in money, and you think that money is going to solve your problems, it's not. Because money is a piece of paper. I put it this way. Let's say you are in the middle of the Antarctica and they're going to pick you up tomorrow. But if you don't get warm today, you're going to die. And you have a suitcase with $1 billion. You have two options: die as a billionaire, or burn the paper, get warm, and get rescued tomorrow alive. What will you choose? Yeah, choose what is in your heart. What are you going to choose? You choose rather be dead or being alive. So choose to be alive. So what do? Most people will burn the $1 billion. It's just a piece of paper. It doesn't represent anything. So God is the source where everything is coming. Your job, your business is the way it's coming to you because you're providing a service to someone else. And there's another thing I want to talk is that if you want more in your life, service more. So how do we service more? Well, let's put it this way. You want more friends? Well, be more of a servant to people so they can see you as someone they can trust. What is it? A friend. You want more money? Service more of other people. So let's say you have a job and you just wake up in the morning and go every day to work and make $2,000, $3,000 a month. And you want to make more money. And you have your neighbor has a grass and you offer him to cut the grass. Well, you provide a service to him and he'll pay you $50 for cutting the grass. Well, guess what? He has a friend who also have a lawn, and now you, in your spare time, instead of watching Netflix or fighting with someone or arguing or feeling sorry about yourself, you're actually producing and providing a service to someone. That service will represent in a compensation, and that compensation will probably be money. If someone doesn't have money, will probably offer you a service that they have to you that can help you. So make the decision today to put, if you don't believe in yourself, believe in someone who believes in you, and that is God. So make that decision today, and don't worry about other people. This has nothing to do with what I say. It has to do with what you want in your life. Make a simple decision to make sure to get what you want in your life. Look, put it this way. If you want water, where do you go? You go to the source, right? You go where's the faucet and you open the water and you drink it. You won't be looking for water in a batch of stones, right? You're going to be looking for water in the source. So go to the source where everything is coming from and just ask. Ask what you want and you will get what you need. And sometimes we need things that are not related with money. It's relationship with people. It's harmony in our heart. It's peace in our heart. It's feeling that I am worthy. Well, you are worthy. Of course you are. Also, we all are created the same way. It doesn't mean that luck exists. And some people are successful because they're just lucky. They're not lucky. It's because they put their heart in something. They work on something they love. They work on something they put their heart on. Let's put it this way. If you love cutting lawns and cutting the grass, and you're actually cleaning pools, what will you do? Well, your inclination is going to be to cut the grass, to invite people to cut the grass, because you just love it. And people, you do it with so much love and passion that is attractive. See? So attractiveness is what you have something within yourself that other people want, and they feel attracted to you. So even if you're a woman and you don't feel very pretty, well, let me tell you something. There's a big difference between being pretty and being attractive. Maybe you live in a country when everybody's blue and you show up, I don't know, red. Think you're pretty because you are in a different color, or you have different expression, or you talk differently. So pretty is very subjective of what other people believe. But the assurance, that self-love that you have about you, yourself, that confidence is attractive. And people will feel attracted to what they want and they don't have. See? So it's very simple. To build up that confidence, you have to go back to what we talked in the beginning, the paper, right? So you have to go and make that paper, read it down, read it, write it down every day, read it, listen to it. It's not gonna change your life the next day, but what it's going to do is change your way of thinking in a gradual way. Gradually is influencing the way you think, the way you do things. Maybe you every day you go to bed without brushing your teeth, every single day, and you have cavities, and you really want to change that, so you write it down. Hey, I'm brushing my teeth every single night, and I don't have any cavities. I feel so happy, no more dentists in my life. Well, guess what? The beginning, you're gonna keep doing what you're doing. But because you repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, gradually you say, oh, well, I didn't brush my teeth tonight. I'm gonna just wake up and go and brush them. Oh, I just remember how I love to brush my teeth. And little by little, your actions and your way of thinking is going to change. It's called a gradual change. And this is what we do when we repeat constantly every single day something we want in our life. So if you want something good in your life, guess what? It's not just gonna happen right away. But the beauty, it's gonna happen because it's what you are forcing yourself, not forcing, but voluntarily instructing yourself to think differently. And when we think differently, we believe differently, and we act differently. See? So this is the best way to change your life. This resolution or this commitment that you're doing in your life today is not going to change your life this year. It's going to change your life forever. So you don't have to go next year and say, this is my resolution for next year. And every year you do a different resolution, and every year you're not changing anything. And guess what? Why? Because you keep doing the same thing. Yeah, I got all the energy, all the potential. I'm really going to do it. This year's going to be the year. But nothing happened. Halfway through and nothing changes. Why is that? It's because we keep believing that it's not worth it. No one cares. Well, guess what? You should care. That's the most important thing. God cares. God cares. You want to be abundant. Let's put it this way. For example, I'm a Catholic. And I always was raised that you gotta think poor, and that's the only way you can be happy in this life. But God is a king, and He owns everything. He wants everything. Well, guess what? Why don't believe in something good in your life? like having a better car, having a better life. I'm not meaning that I'm going to put my heart into something material. That's not going to make me happy. But it's going to make me happy believing that I can work with someone that can give me everything I need. And if I need a bigger car, that's what I need. Maybe my neighbor need a bigger house, and I don't need a bigger house. You see, it doesn't mean that because you want something material, it means you're not a godly person. You're not a person that loves God. All the contrary. It's because you love Him so much that you follow His laws. And He said, if you do what I tell you to do, you love me. And if you ask what you want, ask. But you believe, have faith that I will give it to you, then it's going to be yours. So we have all these promises in the Bible. So if your pastor or your priest or some guru, religion person tell you their opinion, go back to the Bible. Go back to the source. Read the Bible. Look at the promises. They are right there. Follow your heart. You have a Bible, you have a book that is a manual of how to live your life. You see, you buy a car and you buy a motorcycle. I race motorcycles, by the way. So when we do the oil changes, where are we going? We go to the manual and we find out how much oil we have to put to the motorcycle, how many filters we have to clean. If you go to the carburetor, then you have to go to the manual and see what is the original settings. This is not working. What is the original settings? What is I need to turn to go back to the origin so I can start from there, start changing the way I drive or the way the motorcycle behave. I have to go back to the source. I have to go to the manual. Well, guess what? We have a manual that promises us a wonderful life, a wealthy life, a prosperous life. So don't wrap around on whether, you have these 10 commandments which prohibit you to do things. Guess what? You broke the 10 commandments, they're not good. But you're not dying. You're not going to be struck by a lightning and die the next day. But the 10 commandments are simply there to warn you, hey, if you put your heart in something else, you're not going to be happy. Put your heart in me, in God, who created everything and have everything. If you commit adultery, probably no one will ever know except you and me. But guess what? That person is not going to be happy. Your wife is not going to be happy. Your children are not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. So why are you doing it? Don't do it. It's giving you a warning. It's simply telling you that something bad is going to happen if you do that. So what do? Get enrolled in God. Invite Him to be your partner today and forever. Understand that He's the source. And understand that He has a manual that will show you how to live a prosperous life. If we just believe it. If you believe in your heart, you can move this mountain without doubt. You'll move it. Well, guess what? If you believe in your heart, you can make more money. If you believe in your heart, you can get married. If you believe in your heart that you can change your life, guess what? That's exactly what's going to happen. But if you believe in your heart you're going to die, you're going to die. If you believe in your heart that other people are like you, you're not, that's that. Other people are going to be like you, and you're not. If you believe that tomorrow is going to rain, guess what? Tomorrow most probably is going to rain. Physically, maybe, but maybe also in your mind, in yourself. You're going to cry yourself out because that's what you believe in. The Bible is not saying you have to be poor in heart. It has to believe in that you have to be humble in heart. Humble to yourself. Love others the way you love yourself. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. So what it means that? Well, how do you want to be treated? If you're walking on the middle of the street and you're thirsty, What you want? You want someone that's driving their car to stop by in the car and say, hey, sorry, are you okay? Do you need anything? Oh yeah, my car just broke down, I'm thirsty. Oh yeah, I got a bottle of water. Let me help you out. Let me take you to the store. That's what you want, right? So next time you find someone on the street and is stranded, go and help them. Do to others the way you want to be treated. You do it to the stranger. You see? So all these beautiful things are in the Bible. Just follow it. Just apply it. Let's put it this way. Your life, your life has a misery in the past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Nothing changes. You feel that it's not working out. Maybe some of you are watching this have a perfect life. Some of you have a horrible life. Nothing changes. Nothing. And you keep feeling horrible and you blaming the world and blaming other people because guess what? It's not working for you. It's working for others. It's not working for you. And you don't know how to change. What you got to lose to apply what I told you? I mean, if nothing changes, nothing changes. But guess that if something does change, wouldn't that be better? Just close your mind, close your eyes, and actually feel like you have what you want. You don't have it, but just feel it like you already have it. How does that make you feel? Better? So if there is an infinite chance to be able to get it, wouldn't you give your life to it? I mean, you're already giving your life for something you don't want. You're giving your life for something you hate. So if you could change your life for something you really want in your life, wouldn't you give everything you have for that? So, how do we do this? Just go to the source. I mean, I know the Bible could be long and can be confusing, but I'll tell you, if you go to Proverbs, I'll say every single person who is about to get married or start a business or anything that is important in life, read Proverbs. Memorize Proverbs. It has so much value there. You can read the Psalms, you can start with the New Testament, you can read the Old Testament, and just get you started. You don't need to tell anybody. I mean, maybe you are an atheist, or maybe you're a Catholic that was affected by all the corruption that the church started and the abuse they did, and you feel discouraged about the church. Well, let me tell you, if you grab a Bible and read it in the bathroom, no one's gonna know. Even better, you can buy the Bible and put it in your phone. No one knows when you go to the bathroom and read it. It's a relationship you're building between you and God, who is giving you away. If you read a passage and you don't like it because you feel that it's not the way you want it to be, share it. Go to Google. Hey, what this passage means. And there's going to be a lot of people who's going to explain exactly what it means. Because the Bible has a lot to do with the content of the time. And they talk about things that maybe this time you don't understand. Go to the source and go to help. And change your life. See, put it this way. If it's raining and you don't want to get wet, you have to wear a coat, right? But the only person who can make the decision to actually put it on is you. So if you don't want to get wet, put the coat on top. Now, if you go outside and don't put the coat, you're going to get wet. Guess what? The only person that can make that decision is you. I cannot make that decision. I can only tell you what I will recommend. I said, if you go outside, you're going to get wet. You get wet, you're going to get sick. If you get sick, you might die. And what are you going to do? You have to go outside. You got to go and eat. You got to see your friends. You can't be locked down in your room all the time. So put the coat. But that's a decision you have to make. So the beauty of this live that I wanted to do is that everything I've been telling you is not a script. And I will say that sometime in our life, we let God use us to reach people that we know. Because if we have a script, it's very easy to follow it. When you don't have a script, it's very easy to get lost, right? But sometimes when you let go and you talk from your heart, someone else is using you to reach people out there that need it. You might not need it, but someone might need it. So I will ask you a favor. Let's say you don't believe in God. Let's say that life is not treating you good. Let's say that things is not working out. You think that all I'm been saying is just craziness. Okay, that's fair. But what has changed in your life in the past 2 years? Do you still feel like life is crappy? Nothing has changed. You're still feeling bad. Don't you want to feel better? What if I could improve your life 1%? Put a smile. Once a year, you can put one smile. Would that be worth it to try it? So, my advice for those, and for those that actually does touch their heart, and for those who said, oh man, just another guy talking about God, or they never stop, they're all over. Let me tell you this and this, just singing about God, and you're like skipping it, like TikTok, skipping them, and just going to the next video. Share it. Share this video to all your friends. Maybe someone out there actually need to hear this, and you might change their life. Let's put it this way. I had a friend of mine who, his daughter is an alcoholic, and she's not religious. And the Alcoholics Anonymous base their program in God. So she went there for needing help, for drinking. And they would start talking about God, and she said, like, I don't believe in God. So she stopped going. Guess what? She's still an alcoholic. She drinks every day. The father is not happy. But then I started understanding that that's what she needed. And she did it this way. So when you give seeds to someone, it doesn't really mean that you have to be a godly person. It doesn't mean that you have to believe in God. Let's put it this way. Let's say you try to go to church a couple times and you don't feel connected. You just can't believe it. You try to read the Bible and believe, but you just don't believe. Well, I'll tell you something. Don't read the Bible to believe it. Read it as a manual. I don't go to the manual thinking that has all the solution. I go to the manual for guidance. I might have the perfect setting in my life. I have the perfect setting for my motorcycle. I can tune the carburetor the way I want it, but it's not running right. The air change, the temperature change, something is not right, and I can feel it inside of me is not going right. So I'm going to the source and going to the manual and reset, and then I start changing my life again. That's all I'm asking you. Go back, read it, see that you go back in track where you wanted to be, and believe, and trust me, God is someone who wants to give you all his riches. Actually, the Bible said, if you believe in me, you can have all the riches. But riches doesn't mean poverty. Doesn't mean that because you are rich or you make money, you're going to go to hell. That's a lie. There's a manipulation to bring you back to the big building and feeling sorry because you're making money. God, if you read the talents passage, those who have a little and make more is given to them. And those that make no produce is taken away from them and given to the other one. So God is telling you right there, if you are prosperous, how can I give you more? But if you're not prosperous, I'm going to take whatever you have and give it to someone that is prosperous. It's not telling you to be poor. It's telling you to be prosperous, to be successful. But at the same time, the passage is telling you, but if you believe that money is going to change your life, forget about it. You can't separate God from money. And I put it very simple. Money comes from paper. It's not paper from trees. It's from cotton. It's a different paper. Cotton is a plant that grows from the earth. The earth was created by God. So in other words, paper comes from God. Right? Now let's say you don't believe in God. You believe in the universe. You believe in the energy. Or you believe in whatever. We came out from another universal, I don't know, like extraterrestrial source, and we came here. Whatever you want to come. Hey, if we start from something, right? Let's say you believe in the Big Bang. Well, let me tell you, the theory of the Big Bang started with a priest. He came out with the idea. And then the scientists came in and said, this is all Big Bang. Well, if there's a Big Bang, there has to be something to make that explosion. There has to be something there that makes everything alive. That something is God. You can be an atheist. And you can say, nope, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in God, so I don't need to believe in all this. I believe I'm a good person. And what is the Bible telling you? Be a good person. So I don't try to preach it to go back to the Bible. I try to preach it so you can find your happiness in your heart, in what you want. If you feel lost, go back to the manual. Read it. Get back in the original settings. And then modify if you want to. I mean, we're all different. We don't have to memorize the Bible. We don't have to go to church every single day. You might go to church, I don't know, once a week, once a month, once a year, once every 10 years. But go back to the Bible. Read it. Don't interpret the Bible the way you're thinking. Challenge yourself to other ways other people think. Now, other people think. Remember this, and this is important. Maybe today you're getting married and you have friends that are not married. And now you're married and you have children and you got friends that are not married. And if you keep hanging around with friends that are not married and go partying, your marriage is not going to last, right? So you're going to start hanging around with people that are in the same situation that you are, because you want to be successful in that situation. Why do we do this? Because you become the average of the 5 people you surround with. So let's say if you don't have good friends and you know in your heart, guess what? You are like them. It's like what our grandma used to say, tell me who are your friends and I'll tell you who you are. That's exactly the way it works. But the beauty of this is, if you want to improve your life, surround with others that already have an improved life. If you want to be a millionaire, surround with people that are millionaires. Why we say that? Follow them. Why we say follow them? Talk to them. Why we said talk to them? Read about them. Why we said read about them? And constantly practice what they do. Why? Because when you believe in something, you're going to act upon it. When you act in a repetitive way, guess what? You're going to start influencing gradually the way you think, the way you believe, and the way you act. By you changing the way you believe, think, and act, you're going to start getting the same results other people are getting. So someone cut the grass, one person $50, another person $50, another person $50, 10 people, it's $500 a month. Guess what? If you do the same exact thing, cut the grass the same way, use the same machine, go to different people from the same service and the same attitude, and put the smile and all that, I can guarantee you, you will get $500 a month. Now, if you do it differently and you put a little bit of yourself and you believe that charging $50, then guess what? You're gonna make $600. So I have to go now. I have someone is calling me, and I want to make sure this video goes smoothly without this person keep calling. That person is my wife, so I've tried to improve my relationship too as well. So thank you so much, guys. I know that a lot of you will benefit from this video. I look forward to talk with you if you want to talk with me. If you want to be a part of my group, my master group of influencers that can affect positively to each other. If you don't have a friend and you want a friend, here I can be your friend. We can support each other. We can help each other, and it doesn't have to be me. Just find people that you want. Don't be afraid to, because you are not rich, that rich people don't want to be with you. They were not rich before too. Unless, of course, there's some kids out there that grow up in a very rich environment and they feel that they own the world, but they haven't done anything. So it's not really that they feel that they own it because of their own effort, but because probably their family was successful, not them. Even so, if you feel like that, you can change. If you don't feel happy, do the letters. That helps a lot. Write down your current situation. You may be wealthy, but not happy. Or you may be poor and happy, but want more happiness. Just write down what you want. Read it. It will not change your life into one day, but it will gradually influence the way you think, the way you believe, and the way you act. Now, why we do this? And before I go, because what we're doing by doing that is changing our habits. And habit is basically a feeling, a belief, and we act upon those beliefs. When we change our habits, we change our world, because habits are the one who form you. And the other thing, if you don't consciously form good habits, you will form bad ones. Unfortunately, it's like that. You are not gonna get better by just letting go. It's like pushing a tire. If you push a tire and give some direction, you roll a tire. So I used to play with a tire when I was a kid. If you roll that tire and give a direction, you can actually make it go the way you want it. But if you just push it one hard, that thing's gonna land in most of the time places you don't want it to be. So work on your habits. That's what we're doing from the beginning. Create good habits. Habits will form your life, will transform your life, but also will destroy your life. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I encourage you to pass it on to other people. And I also am gonna see if I am inspired to do one in Spanish too. But I look forward that your life this year will change. Not 2021, but the decisions you made today are gonna change 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. Because life, a successful life, is days. And so live every day as successful you can, and your life is going to be successful. Oh yeah, we're gonna have up and down. We're not machines. But if you create those habits, you're changing your programming, and by changing your programming, you change the way you do things, and the way and the things that you get. So thank you so much for tuning. I appreciate it, and I look forward for your success. When you get that success, share it with the world. Tell them. You don't have to give me all the credit. Tell them your credit. You decided one day to change your life. You don't even need to say, I watched this video, I decided to change my life. Or I watched this crazy guy, but his message was around my head and I ended up making that decision. You don't have to say that. You cannot have to even feel that. But if you change your life for the better, share it with other people. Encourage other people to change their life. We are here to live an abundance life, a life of joy, a life of love, a life of laugh, a life of enjoying the thing we want. And by doing that, we have to take action. So, thank you so much, guys. I look forward for you to forward this this video to other people. You see, I don't have the right words. I don't have a script. I just all come from my heart, and if I overthinking, I go in a silence mode. But I will say this: sometimes when you go in a silence mode, we'll say it's because an angel was passing by, or spirit was passing by, or whatever you want to call it. In life, you have two ways to believe. Everything is a miracle, or nothing is a miracle. I'm not saying which one is good or bad. I'm just saying that you can live in fear or live in faith is a choice, but I assure you, living in fear, it won't make you happy. Living in faith will. If you're not, go back to the source. Go back to the manual. Read the manual. If there's something you don't understand, ask people, Google, Quora, or a friend or someone. Just ask, and you shall receive. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door will open to you. And you'll find what you want. Not everybody wants to be in a big house. I don't want to live in a big house. I actually live in an apartment. I want more money too. I want to live better, but I don't care about having more houses. But in my family, other people have 10 houses. They want 10 houses. I don't want to. So it doesn't mean that they're gonna have more because that's what they want. They want more, they have more. If you don't have more, it's because you don't want it. And put your heart in what you want. You want to live better. You want to live free of your finance problems. You want to be able to go vacation when you need it or when you want it. You want to start your business. Don't live in regret. Just do it. Don't think about failing. You're not going to fail if you focus on the success. You're going to fail if you focus on failing. So just do it. Don't worry about it. Okay, I don't want to extend this more because probably it's a long video and it's a lot of you probably have a headache out of the big party that was last night. So I look forward for you guys to succeed in this new year. And not only this, but the futures. Change your habits. Change the way you do things. You don't have to do big changes, just do small changes. But do small changes repetitively. And once those small changes repetitively are set up in you and you continue doing it without thinking, then focus on another one. And build your life step by step. You're not going to become a millionaire tomorrow unless you believe in it. And you have no doubt you will get a millionaire tomorrow. But build your life the way you want it to be built. Now, if family, friends, as spouse or children think you're crazy, don't worry. Don't tell anybody. Just do it. No one needs to know what you're doing. And I put it this way. Once you're successful, they don't care. They're happy because you're successful and you're going to give them money. But if you fail, they're going to tell you all day long how stupid you are. So don't tell them. Most successful people never tell their adventure until they're successful. Yes, we have a tendency to tell people. We have this tendency to go and tell people. We'll find people in the same mindset and share with them. And they will encourage you to keep going. Success is around the corner, but most people get tired before they get there. Most people fail to find the goal because they don't dig enough. And the goal and success is on the ground. And you gotta get dirty and do it. And you can't see it, but it's there. See? That's faith. So most business They have no idea how many customers they're gonna reach. They can do all the market research they want. They don't know, but they believe there's someone there. They want what they want. And I tell you, there's someone there who wants you. There's someone there who loves you, and there's someone there who wants to buy your product. And you just have to keep digging till you find it. Okay, guys. I think I've been saying goodbye for several times. Have a great day and enjoy this beautiful day. And if you're in the winter time, then enjoy the day anyway. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Oops, I'm gonna finish now.